Hey everyone, this is me, TimeLiarG, and welcome to another video on video game mysteries, myths, urban legends, and rumors. This time it's on Nights into Dreams. It's another one of my favorite games. I know I say that a lot, but what I've been doing with this series is kind of going through all of the games I like the most, pretty much. But yeah, if you like the video, feel free to subscribe and like it for more video, urban legends, and oddities, and you can also comment some of your own mysteries that you have. Enjoy the video. The first mystery on our list is one that I haven't seen a lot of people talk on. It's the snowman that's in Frozen Belle. And normally, if it was just a regular snowman, there's not really much to talk about, but the head on this snowman looks like it has some kind of a beak with, I want to say glasses, but I don't think that's supposed to be glasses. It also has a ponytail and buttons, I think. It's very, very odd looking. There's no Nightmare or Nighttopian that actually looks like it in the game. I don't really know what this is supposed to be. It's probably self. This could potentially be an unused design for an enemy that we don't know about. There's nothing that has been found in the data mines for the game either yet that resemble this. It's just a very mysterious snowman in Frozen Belle. Very odd. You know that weird thing that falls out of Puffy's closet sometimes, seemingly at random? It has eyes on it. It kind of reminds me of an umbrella. I'm not sure if it's an umbrella or a lamp. I have no idea what that's supposed to be, but I recently was watching this video. I shouldn't say recently, it was quite a few months ago now at this point. It was by a YouTuber called Jiggy Lookback, and it was in his Nights video that he made. Yeah, I commented on this video because in the video itself, he actually gave an explanation on what the trigger is for activating that thing to fall out of Puffy's closet. You actually did a 2 on the timer during the boss fight. I think the 2 can be anywhere in the timer. Just as long as there's a 2 in there, that thing will fall out of the closet, and I actually tested this myself and it worked. It kind of adds to the mystery of it. The fact that it's not even purely random, it actually requires a 2 in the timer to activate. That is so strange. And I commented on his video and I said that I never knew about the 2 being in the timer being the cause for that umbrella thing with the eyes on it to fall out of the closet. And I also brought up in the comment, I said something along the lines of, I wonder if something similar is with Jackal's guillotine, even though, all of us played through the game many times. If you're watching this video, I assume that you've played Nights before, but if you haven't, here you go, some new game to play. You can go and play it. I recommend the Saturn version, but anyway. I also mentioned about Jackal's guillotine in the boss room. I was wondering if he actually knew the trigger for that one as well. And as it turns out, someone replied to my comment and said, that's a thing that does not actually even exist. I've heard from multiple people online. One of them was DG Valentine. I don't know if you know about him. He's awesome. You should subscribe to him. But another one was on some forum online that was mentioning the same thing. Apparently, at random intervals, Jackal's guillotine will drop. But according to the reply I just got on this video, they were saying that, according to data miners, this is not something that can happen. There is no animations for this guillotine to actually drop. I saw this online on the one forum I was talking about, said that he saw it on a Nights wiki page. So what I'm assuming here, this is my theory, I think that both individuals, both DG Valentine and this forum user said, they saw it on the wiki, and they assumed that it was legit, because why wouldn't you assume that that's real? That is such an odd thing to have on a wiki, an oddly specific thing to have on a wiki. I highly doubt that's someone trolling. That must be someone's false memory, or something else is going on here. I don't know. It's kind of creepy if you think about it. Even though it's just for a cartoon guillotine, still, it's just kind of odd that people have this memory of Jackal's guillotine sometimes dropping after you defeat him. It's very, very odd. And what I was saying before I interrupted myself was that there's no video footage of this actually, and I haven't seen it myself personally. I don't know if these 2 individuals saw it themselves or they just heard about it from the wiki page. But yeah, there's no records of this actually happening in the game, so I'm going to believe the data miners on this one, that there's no actual animation for it. And there's a very, very, and I mean extremely minuscule chance that someone has a copy of the game that somehow has this guillotine dropping whenever you defeat Jackal. But at that point, I don't know. You would have to somehow, the person that has that copy would have to trigger that and then write it on the wiki. So I'd have to assume that more people have that same copy, and you know, I want to say that we have most of the versions of Nights into Dreams. I mean, if there is some kind of specific copy that nobody knows about, that would be really jarring. Obviously, there's some beta prototypes. I'm not really talking about prototypes, though, but I guess that's the only thing it could be, right? You know, they wouldn't print some, like, 1,000 copies of a specific version that has changed. I mean, hey, you know, anything's possible, but I'm trying to think of another video game that actually has something like that. There's some Nintendo 64 games that did similar stuff, but that's like with version numbers and, you know, that's all documented and stuff, you know. Anyway, I don't really have anything else to say about this one, but it is very strange. It is very, very odd, especially, let's say both of these individuals did see this on the wiki. Just the fact that someone wrote that on the wiki itself, if that was someone's idea of trolling, they did an excellent job because, I mean, I'm here talking about it. Other people are talking about it in their videos. I don't think it's someone trolling. I really don't. I think someone somehow either saw this or has a false memory of it, which is, this is a whole other mystery on its own. It's very, very jarring. A lot of people know about this one. It's the scrapped Halloween level that was found in the PS2 version of the game while data mining, and even way, way long before this, there was a music track found that was also labeled just simply Halloween. I believe that's what the name was. It was just called Halloween. And the boss level would have been in Puffy's room, and aside from that, there's not really much else known about it aside from some reskins of the Nightopians wearing imp or devil outfits, which is pretty funny. But yeah, I think everybody's already heard about this one before, so I don't really have too much to say about it. Nights, I don't have a lot to say about this one because there's almost nothing known about it aside from the fact that it started development on the Saturn. It was going to be a Nights in Dreams sequel, kind of like, oh, I say kind of like Journey of Dreams. I'm mostly talking about the motion controls. So it was going to be a lot like Journey of Dreams in that sense. I don't know if any kind of story ideas made it over there. But yeah, this was a scrapped Nights game, which would have been awesome. And it actually moved over to the Dreamcast before being completely canceled. I would have loved seeing a Nights game on the Dreamcast, because that is like one of the coziest consoles, if not the coziest console of all time. I bet the game would have had an amazing aesthetic to go along with it. It was just, just imagine Nights on the Dreamcast, you know? The scrapped ClariS level, so the internal name for Twin Seeds is P7 Elliott City, which implies ClariS would have had her own version of the final level instead of just being a copy and paste of Twin Seeds. It's kind of odd playing the same level twice with, you know, both characters. To go along with this, there's also a name in the files for something labeled P8 Spiral ClariS, which is the scrapped ClariS level, and I believe Wiseman was supposed to be just the boss of it, considering Self was a secret boss. Who really knows, though? I think there might be evidence for what I said there in the files, but yeah, not much to be said about this one. There's no data left over for it aside from the name. I would have loved to see, you know, the background for it, just certain assets for the level. That would have been awesome to actually see that stuff. Maybe we'll find a prototype someday. The mysterious blue door. In pre-release footage of the game from E3, there's this mysterious blue door that can be seen in Frozen Belle a few times. And for some reason, I have no idea why, the video suspiciously cuts off as soon as Elliot's about to interact with it. He's seen jumping towards it as if it's going to take him somewhere. Maybe to a different level, or maybe even Self, considering Self was a secret boss. It's very, very interesting. I don't really have anything else to say about this one as some of the other ones, but it's very, very strange. Thank you for watching my video. May God bless your day, your week, your month, your life, and until next time.